Welcome to the podcast series, Small Business Survival Conversations. Through our weekly conversations, we hope to provide you with strategies and insights, knowledge and expertise to enlighten you as you work to build and grow your business. Here are your hosts, Anna Steinfest and Dr. Michael Troyer.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Small Business Survival Conversations. I'm here with my colleague, Anna Steinfest, and I'm Michael Troyer. Hi, Anna.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for listening.
We know that the challenge of being a small business owner so often is trying to maintain your productivity. We either work too hard or we're spending our time stressed and overwhelmed by having so much to do. So today we want to offer 4 more thoughts on being productive as the owner or maybe you're in a leadership role. And the things I think we often forget, we get so busy. So where do we start with this? I'm overwhelmed, Anna. Where do we start with all of this?
Well, I think you have to, first of all, take a deep breath, look at all your tasks, and we want you to start prioritizing. Make sure that you know exactly which task to move on next that is on your priority list instead of getting overwhelmed with all the things you have to do.
And I think what Anna is telling you also is that to prioritize, you have to have some criteria. How do you decide what's important? I think one of the themes today that we want to push is that you need to be thinking out ahead and say, what will advance my firm in the best manner and maybe the most efficient way as one of your criteria. There could be others as well. But have some criteria in mind when you prioritize. I know that I walk in the office in the morning and boy, there's so much urgency on my part to jump at the quick and easy things to get in. Oh, I could get those 3 emails out and then I could do this. And suddenly 2 hours later, I say, but I haven't gotten anything done for the future of the business. I'm just working on little tiny things. Wasted my time.
Yes, we're getting busy without being productive, Michael. And what I like to do, again, we're talking about some of our thoughts, is at night, I usually will review all my tasks for the next day. And I will put them in order, 1, 2, 3, 4, or I will say these must be done the next day. And then I will go further and I will say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the next morning when I enter my office, or sometimes I start working from home and then move to my office, I know exactly which task to start without wasting time and thinking, what am I supposed to do and what I'm not going to do, and looking at my list and get overwhelmed and then paralyzed and not doing anything.
And keep in mind that the phrase low-hanging fruit, that's those little things that, no, they don't take much time individually, but put 10 of them together and you've lost 20 minutes. And none of them have really advanced the potential of your business to generate some income, which you need. So prioritize.
And that's going into our next thought we want to share, is organize. I just share with you my experience. I really like to organize the night before. Some people, they like to do this at the beginning of their day. So find what works best for you and just stick to it. Make it a habit, because once it is a habit, you don't have to think about, you just do it, and it's so much easier. And that sets your next day or your whole day in a different rhythm.
And I think we often look at our efforts to organize as taking up time. But in fact, it's really going to save you time ultimately. I get alternating stacks of things I want to get done, but pretty soon there's enough of them that I look and say, oh, I got to figure out what I'm doing here. And I go through them all and I spend 20 minutes or so kind of sorting through, and I discover something that I forgot about that's going to get away from me if I don't get back to it. And it's important to the future of the firm. That's when I've just saved some time by organizing, by going through my mess. I'm not as organized as Anna, you can already tell. I'm going through my mess and saying, I've got to think back again tomorrow, what's really important for the future of our business.
Every person is working at a different level and they have different organizational skills. So we don't want you to think that your way is the wrong way. We're just giving you some ideas. Like Michael said, he works differently than myself. Like I am in a habit of every night before I shut my computer, 15 minutes. I'll take 15 minutes and I will look at all the tasks and add additional tasks, which I put into the parking lot to the existing task list. And then from this task list, I will start prioritizing. So the next day when I open my computer, I have my task list in front of me and I start checking out some things on Friday before I shut down. Well, sometimes we work Saturday, Sunday, but on Friday, I will take half an hour to make sure, like Michael said, some of the tasks, do they support my strategic growth with some of the busy tasks we're doing? You have to make sure that you're completing some of your strategic tasks.
Yep. And Anna really kind of brought in that concept of another criteria we can apply when we're doing our prioritizing, which is what things will most impact the future of our business. She just said it. That's another point we want to make today. You think about a company that decides to spend money on automation and how to use it, or to bring in some new technology and how to apply it. All those things are really aimed towards the future because you can't implement them instantly. It's going to take some investment of time and energy. But those are the things we want to prioritize because in the future, they're going to save a lot of time. I'm thinking now of this new thing called Chat GPT. We're figuring out how to make it work for us. And one of the things clearly it's going to do is to make some redundant or repetitive, I should say, tasks or minimal tasks. Let this artificial intelligence do that for us to save us time. So making that a priority now, even though it takes a bit of time to learn it, may save us a lot of time later on. That's the concept.
I love that advice, Michael. Automation. You know, what we recommend is just automate the ordinary and just focus all your energy on the extraordinary. You'll be more effective and impactful because if it's something repetitive and that can be done by CRM or GPT, these are all acronyms about automation, to automate some of your processes. It's important, and just focus on something no one can touch. That is your extraordinary capability. And that's where you will make more money.
I really like that phrase you just used. Automate the ordinary, focus on the extraordinary. Because what's going to make your firm successful is the extraordinary things you do. Now, I want to maybe broaden our thought process when we say automate the ordinary. One of the ways to automate is to find somebody good in my firm that I can delegate some of these things to, because my job is to think ahead. If I'm the owner, my job is to think about the future. So automating means, Jim or Sarah, can you take on these things? Could you sort my emails for me so I don't waste time and give me the ones I need to respond to? And you create answers for the others. If you want to check them with me, great. That's a way to learn to delegate right now as a small business. That's automating the ordinary.
Absolutely. And for just micro businesses who are one person owner, there is a lot of automation tools you should be checking out. That's what we want to recommend, because even Calendly, you don't have to go back and forth to schedule a meeting with someone. You can just send them your meeting, and with a click of a button, they'll be able to schedule their meeting, and that system will send them reminders, send you reminders, will put it on your calendar, will automate and schedule Zoom call or in person, all these little things. Just check into it. And we'll have another session, another podcast episode just on automation tools.
Good idea. Yes. And last, our fourth idea to put in your brain is to we all create to-do lists. That's, I think, common, I hope, for all of us. But I like this one author who threw out the idea of creating a why to-do list, that when I write down something I need to do, I put a why statement with it. I need to do this because I need to talk to that vendor because they've been late with deliveries and I need them to understand why I need them to be more timely. I need to call a distributor because I don't think they understand our product very well from what I've heard from a customer, and I need to sharpen their knowledge of my product. The whys help me figure out right back to the top, why this is a priority.
Yes, I love that, Michael. The why list. Yes, I really love that idea.
I did too. I need to go back and thank the author, and I don't have it in front of me, but it was a great idea. Excellent tool.
Well, we hope we gave you some ideas how to be more productive today. Let us know if you have any other productive tools you're using so we can share this on air. Thank you, everyone.
You've been listening to the Small Business Survival Conversation podcast. Make sure to like, rate, and review the show. And don't forget to join us next week for another episode. In the meantime, hook up with us on our Facebook group at Small Business Survival Tools and Tips. Till next time, thank you for listening.